monkey dance, says Jordan.
Now then, are you recording?
I am recording.
Where would you like to find Vulture? Would you like to text them, meet you somewhere, or?
Probably after work hours.
Where would you like to meet him?
He'll ask Vulture what's a good place for him.
Anywhere would be fine.
Can't always push this one on me.
Well, I'm currently in the Euclid lab, so where are you? And we could probably meet halfway.
Sounds good. And he'll give whatever location he's at.
Right, and he'd be like,
Probably
well,
his
I can
office.
meet you in your office and make it easy for you, or if you don't want to be in a work setting, I can go to the break room, and I'm sure everyone will clear out there to ensure some privacy, or...
Fuck it, sure, break room's fine.
Alright then. Yeah, he'll meet you in the break room.
Can't find my token. Oh, there it is. Neum.
Everyone neumes out as usual.
And...
Well... Oh, sorry, continue.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, when you enter, he start off first. It was immediately with the, well, I hope your actual vacation was something of a vacation.
There was some success to it.
I see. Only some.
He shrugs. Ain't that just how it is?
Not usually.
Let me pretend. He says with a small smile.
Mm-mm.
How you been?
Quite alright. Work as usual.
I've only been back, a couple days here, so how badly has it started on fire since I've been gone?
Well, there haven't been any incidents in the labs, that's for sure.
It's a start.
Singapore is burning.
So I've just heard.
There was a attack that you were witness of.
Yeah. Did we figure out more about that yet?
Nothing.
Fuck.
Though a lot of things are turning up that are pointing towards, well, some Black Ops unit of some sort. Suspicions are leading towards a UN task force.
Really? Didn't they have some of their own men there?
Yes, well, it is an honor to die for one's country.
I wouldn't say so if it was a pointless bomb.
Yeah. The ones in charge are very good, usually at proving a point, or at least giving inspiration to make a useless bomb not as useless. Again, just suspicions.
Playing it by ear.
Playing it by the evidence. But ears are involved, yes.
More so than ever, I imagine.
More so than ever. Other than that, it appears that a lot of the world's nuclear weapons have been unknowingly tampered with and, well, taken over from quite literally the inside out and turned into something else. Everyone very much thought that Armageddon was about to approach and that every country launched their nuclear weapons at the same time.
Oh, great.
Yes, but then again, well, not then again, but it was found out in actuality that the nuclear weapons were not uh, missiles of mass destruction, since they broke the atmosphere and are now in a high orbit around the planet.
Doesn't sound good.
No, and getting everyone to look into that, especially as far as our reports are shown, it is Cherubim that is responsible. Seems they have entered their endgame.
Let's hope it's not our endgame.
Usually never is.
Here's to optimism, and he'll do a small toast and drink with his water.
I would say something, but that might make it a bit harder to sleep at night, he says, and will toast with like someone else's like can of like Coca-Cola or something.
I'm not doing much sleeping these days anyway. Go ahead.
No, I wouldn't want to make it harder.
Cocks head to the side, raises brow.
Plus, you deserve a hopefully somewhat decent normal sleep schedule when your tour is finally over and you can retire.
Oh, you think this will plague me forever?
It would be one of those things, yes.
Hmm.
Unless you ask to forget everything once your days are up,
Oh, hell no.
then I wouldn't want to put a thought in your mind for the foreseeable future.
Empathy, this little motherfucker. I don't have
Sure.
coffee minuses anymore.
No, you don't.
The clouds have parted!
Literally.
Finally!
You just have new clouds now.
It's true.
Welcome back to full power, Castle.
Oh, feels good. 4 successes.
You can tell he's being kind of genuine. He doesn't know. He himself doesn't view it as something that bad, but he, of course, his whole life is this now. So, but he's legitimately just like, I don't know how you'll take this when you don't have to be here anymore. Because it's easy to deal with when you're here, but then it might keep you up at night. I've been told it's not good to think about. So
He thinks for a moment before he's just like, fuck it. Lay it on me, man.
you're sure?
I will question what it was
Well, you might not
forever
think
if I
it
don't
was.
know.
Well, you might not think it too bad. You've probably already had the thought already, but just to reiterate that in that case, do very much remember. I suppose I should start it off with a question. How many times do you think the world has been in dire peril?
More than any of us know.
Yes. How many times do you think reality itself has been in dire peril?
Yeah. A lot, I assume.
On average, that's about 2 to 4 times a day.
A day.
Yes.
You're bullshitting me.
Of course, there is, of course, extrapolation and estimates and some sugarcoating slightly. That's mostly due to first-hand reports and, well, almost every cult is that is cultivating SCP objects is always just, oh, this will be the end times, blah blah blah. So we take that seriously at first before we analyze things, but essentially, almost every single day, at the very least, every single week, the world of reality itself is in peril. Now, we work to ensure that the morning will rise and other organizations also do their part. But essentially, every moment of every day, something is happening. Some strange, horrifying being and or object is tearing its way through whatever it can, or whatever it will be, or whatever it can't control about itself. And it is hurting or destroying or making its inevitable way towards a very finite conclusion for the people around it, or reality around it. And of course, if one person messes up, and one thing gets out of hand, if something gets too big or too small, or anything really goes wrong, then, well, it is the end for all of us.
Yeah, I could see how that could keep someone up at night.
Yes. I will counterpoint with the fact that is the same odds for every day from now until the end of whatever we may call this. But it was also the same odds from now into all of the past.
Right. So
And we have
someone's
worked,
doing their job right.
yes, and we will continue hopefully to do our jobs right.
Like, I'll take that.
That's why there's always a modicum of trust between uh, agents and such. I believe Gavin says it best. I wouldn't say Gavin, he'd say Agent Halsey.
Agent Halsey?
Lieutenant Halsey, sorry. Agent Diod Dionysus.
Dionysus. Yeah.
People say Diogenes so much now.
I can't tell if they're serious or not.
Me neither. I try not to think about it. It's funnier that way.
Man. Makes every day a little more exciting, I guess. Or
Yes, I
horrifying,
suppose.
depending how you
One
look
or
at
the
it.
other. One or the other, yes.
Mm-hmm. Don't think it'll affect me too much, so there's that, I guess.
Those are famous last words.
Knocks on the table.
It's actually not wood.
I'm too lazy to get up and knock on wood, so
Understood.
we're making do here.
Gives a mock salute.
Just hope that we can handle this probably world-ending scenario.
I'm sure that we will.
Do good for a track record. Apparently, I mean, I already knew there were eyes on us, but there are a lot more than I realized, I think.
Oh.
At the resort. Or actually, does he remember the dinner yet, or are we playing as they don't?
You probably remember the getting invited and getting in the elevator and stuff. That's all you remember at this point in time.
Okay. At the resort. Myself and the members of... Oh, what is their team called now? The MTFs.
The ones that went on vacation as well.
Right.
Delta Team.
Delta.
Or, as the new designation, nicknames, so morbidly put, dead men.
That's the one. We were all called up to a dinner of sorts. And I don't know if maybe other individuals from other sites had separate meetings, but it was just us. So that was something.
I see.
Just means that word about us has gotten around, I guess.
Yes,
Better or
especially if
worse.
well, this project is quite important and dear to the Foundation's heart, I suppose I could say.
So it seems.
Yes. In fact, that the founder found out about it and wanted to meet you personally is the greatest sign of that, I suppose.
You just wonder if he wanted to meet us because he wanted to prove or disprove what he heard. You know, it makes you wonder. But there's no way of knowing.
Most likely not.
He shrugs. That it'll be what it is.
You not.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna throw a general empathy down on Vulture. 4 successes.
I can tell he's a bit surprised with the mention of the founder.
Hmm.
There's almost a slight bit part of him that's like slightly jealous, maybe.
Oh shit.
But that part is also overflooded with many other things. Happy for you, happy you got back. Analyzing, of course, the situation and such, running the numbers, so to speak, with the hearing of the fact that the founder himself is also kind of keeping eyes down here and stuff.
Hmm.
All normal stuff. There's good old normal Vulture in there as well. Calm, collected.
Okay.
So yeah.
Just hope we can live up to expectation.
I suppose that is all anyone can really hope for.
Most of us, anyway.
Most of us.
There was something else that came up while I was on vacation.
Oh, what would that be?
It's not work matters.
Oh, so hopefully not another problem then.
He gives a small, sad smile. Charlie had some words with me.
Oh dear.
And that's fine. It's emotions.
Was it?
She mentioned that the two of you had a disagreement.
A disagreement?
It's one way to phrase it.
I see.
I don't want to bring up anything that's a sore spot. So stop me anytime here if you want me to.
Oh dear. I don't know exactly what you're going for, but I struggle to think what Charlie would have said to get to this moment, but I suppose you may continue.
She mentioned Janus and had some choice words
Of
concerning
course.
him.
I can assume.
And it wasn't all I don't some of it had me concerned.
I see. Which part?
She talked about how her Janus used people and that the plight used you, used me, used most everyone. That I don't know how to feel about that kind of opinion or perspective on the situation.
Well, yes. They weren't exactly a mastermind, if that is what you're thinking.
What did he say? I'm sorry.
They weren't exactly a mastermind, if that's what you're thinking.
No. Just makes me worried I missed something.
Well, do you feel like you were being led astray or led on, or used?
I think the better question is, did you?
I wasn't a therapist.
No. You weren't.
The best answer to that question would be yes and no. I didn't feel like I was being purposefully used. But I did have a use.
It's a good way to put it.
Yes.
Did that Was it always like that?
No, I don't believe so. Not at first. First, it was just something interesting. Something to learn from about, and things got closer.
Just gotta go ahead and throw down empathy. Only 2.
You can't read them. Then he seems calm.
When did it change?
When change started happening, I suppose would be the best way to put it. When others started coming into their mind, or at least when they started showing such things, when a veil was broken, when I had to be strong for them, to be there for them, that I was important to their continued mental health, when I felt like the only thing that was really keeping them from falling further. I had to be a strong splash pad.
I see. In the moment, I never noticed any of it.
I kept things very under wraps.
It's true.
Stoicism can be seen as a strength of sorts. And I didn't really see much of a problem with it. It felt natural. It felt important. Like I was doing a good thing. It was only in the end when and some choice words from a few people that I saw it differently and did something about it, but it was already too late by then.
Never properly apologized for that.
For what?
He just looks at him.
Ah. Yes. Well, 2-on-1 really isn't a fair fight. And I saw the look in your eye, and only not specifically your eye, but I saw how you tried and how you looked when you did sign the papers.
Just the way it was all handled.
Was
Cruel.
I suppose one could call it that.
caused more pain for not only him, those who knew him, but yourself as well, and you shouldn't have been put through that. I am sorry about actively participating in it. Nothing near the end was handled right.
There's nothing you have to be sorry for. But I accept your apology anyway. You didn't want to do it, you got convinced.
Still my actions.
Yes.
I'm not gonna blame someone else for it.
No. And you regret it. A part of you deep down never let yourself get over that moment. Correct.
I never know if I made the right choice or not. Because in a way they were right, he'd fallen so far. And even at his lowest point, I was willing to forgive him. And I think that was a fault on my end, in a way.
Yes. It is basic nature to hope for things to get better, though.
Yeah.
That's what I fell into as well.
You said you'd grieved. Oh, nope, you had.
But even then, it is... Despite your actions in it, it's still not entirely your fault. Because there were others as well. And even then, you know, the orders that were given, they were not for that sort of ending, so to speak. They were for something different.
Yeah.
But the paperwork changed before it got to your hands. The plan changed, and then, even despite the fact that it was beyond what was even required or asked for, they were still acted upon.
It's the decision that was made. And I understand it's in the past. But it doesn't change the fact that it happened. And
No. I suppose not much will.
you said that you'd grieved already.
I did.
Did you ever? How did? I just can't understand how you got past it so quickly.
Well, I don't think it was very quick. Not at least for on my end. I went through a time of sadness. I bargained for a bit. I went through the stages as normally as possible, and then I gave in to the inevitable, and then when it finally happened and he was gone, I went even deeper. And then I concocted some story in my head, some notion that this was all because I let myself get too far ahead. I pulled too hard against my leash, and this was the punishment, that this was natural. I did this to myself. It was pointless. It was terrible to have emotions, to care for someone, for anyone. That I should just do as I was made to do. What I was expected to do. What was needed of me.
It was your way of coping.
Yes. And I kept a reminder of the pain very close by. And it helped me, quote unquote, cope.
Did it?
Is believing that I am nothing but a being to be taking orders and following them mindlessly, and that no connection at all with any other person is necessary or healthy for me. Technically coping healthily.
God, no.
Then I don't know how you would diagnose that, doctor, but I do not believe that I coped very well or got past it very well. And then some people talked to me. Showed me that they were still there despite that. Tried to convince me out of my state. Told me that I was more than what I was ordered to be. And despite my best efforts, I started to believe them.
Damn, am I right?
Sorry, did he?
Oh no, he just said, damn, am I right?
And that was all it took for me to crawl back up and to finally assess what had happened. Again, form new thoughts, a better perspective, a better way to think about it, and, well,
That leaves you here.
yes. I do not blame you for what happened.
Thank you.
Yes. I know what that sort of trained convincing can do, especially on two fronts. It is that slow realization that maybe, just maybe, that it is the right thing to do. I can barely, if even minutely, place the blame on Agent Precious or Agent Courier, Charlie. Because they followed protocol quite closely, quite effectively, quite perfectly, if I say so myself, though Agent Precious's bid for such things came from a moment of malice, so to speak. Either way, Charlie operated as any agent would, as they were trained to, for picking out such weeds in the garden, I suppose one could put it. And despite the fact that Romero's the one that made the call and ultimately set things into motion as he does, such wheels would never have been greased or pushed into the direction had it not be again when it falls back to Charlie and Precious, who pushed things a little bit more than what was even asked of them, I suppose. But I can't blame them for pushing the envelope to something different, because that is exactly what I trained Charlie to do. I trained Charlie in everything they know now, and in their fighting styles, their analysis of foundation assets, which people to cut permanently, which ones to report, which ones to let grow into something different or whatever, what have you. I trained that. It's why they seek my approval, amongst other things. It's why they able to think as they do. It's why they're able to perform as they do, and they did everything perfectly, to the letter. If I was still grading them, I would give them an A+. That was the perfect thing to do. Not just in a moment-to-moment standpoint, but in a long-term one. As an asset of the Foundation, I was technically compromised. Quite heavily. And they, well, you know how bad it was. And the Foundation needs excellence. At the very least, it needs adequate behavior and performance consistently. It does not give very much time for things to get better, because if we gave time for things to just blow over or get better, then the world would have ended, as I said previously. Perfection is what is always desired and aimed for. Anything less may or may not mean death. So they did everything just as I most likely would have done things. And who is to blame for that? How can you blame a service dog for leading the blind man? It does not know what the blind man has done. It has simply been given its task.
It doesn't change that it.
You can't kick the dog. You can't kick the dog, Castle.
I'm not saying you do.
I know. But do you know who you can blame?
I'm about to disagree with you, but go ahead.
I wouldn't have it any other way, my friend. You can blame the one that trained the dog. You can blame the blind for leading the blind. I train Charlie in everything they know.
So you blame yourself.
Yes. I trained one of the people that had a hand in the demise of someone I cared about very dearly, very closely. And in my years of reconditioning and learning to deal with what I am now and who I should be and what I should do and how I should act and what was required of me, what was needed, I disallowed myself many things, but I dare say, Castle, my friend, I dare say I think I had something very close to to love. I don't know if it was exactly that. I'm not exactly a relationship expert, but
You were happy.
yes, and I liked thinking that it was. I liked saying it. If that was anywhere near enough for it to count.
Counts.
Well, then I trained the one that killed someone that I loved. I had a hand in it. And I can't be mad at them because they did it perfectly, because I know what it's like to be in that situation, to be in that mindset. At least I think I do. And they did their job perfectly. And I'll tell you what I told Charlie when I left them. Perfection has never hurt so much. So I don't know what Charlie may have told you of our talk, but I made it, or at least I tried to make it quite clear that I did not blame them for anything that happened. I could only blame myself. And so at first, maybe, I had been a bit cross. Not in the conversation, mind you, but in general. Because despite the fact that things were progressing so much, and then Charlie did have orders, Charlie knew how much I did care for them, and they went through with all of it anyway. But again, that is how they were trained. That is exactly what I would do. I was a compromised asset. As well as many other things that they have been trained to consider.
You talked about earlier how there were so many pieces to what happened that there's no easy way just to blame one person.
I found it quite simple.
It wasn't your fault. You didn't kill him. And that's...
Yes, but I trained the ones that did, and I didn't make a move when things seemed at their worst. I let it happen.
A lot of people
I
let it happen.
almost literally started the process that began the descent.
You didn't mastermind it. Did nothing in the sense that you said you did what you could to help. blame to put on anyone, because the thing about it is that if we're counting, everyone has a little piece of it on their shoulders. No one carries the sole action. You may have trained Charlie. Sure. But so did Romero. And it doesn't account for me, Precious, or anyone else that was involved, and it doesn't account for Snow himself. We all the way it ended up isn't the way it should have been, but it is what happened. And that hurts. But it's not one single individual's fault. It's not something to hold on your shoulders alone. You're not. Vulture, I can't let you excuse me of blame and then put it all on yourself. That's it's just another form of grieving.
Perhaps I'm still grieving them.
Maybe. Gonna empathy my boy.
Sure.
3 successes.
Is there anything you're looking for in particular?
What's he feeling?
Sadness? Some self-hatred? You're right. You know, what you're saying is right, like logically speaking, right? You understand that the words you mean are good, and that they're right, but there's something inside of him that won't let him process that fully. It won't let him let go of what he has for himself now.
I noticed throughout the vacation that you're quick to support others. It helped me endlessly. But you turn it away. In a way, you redirect it when it's directed your way. And I get that. But he just looks at him. It worries me, if I'm honest.
see.
Just don't want you to feel isolated. There's probably a better way of bringing this up.
It's already up now. Unless you want to shelve this and try again tomorrow at some point.
It's up to you.
I can continue. I suppose it might be from an old habit of mine. Or old habit in general. I generally do not need as much social and emotional help. It is not necessary for my orders, so to speak. Others do.
For your orders or for you?
For the longest time, there was not really a me.
Guess that's changed, huh?
It is complicated and well, the brown dog moves at quarter of the speed of a boat still moving towards the Acadian Peninsula. It cannot continue its sail or it shall fall into the ocean below with nary a soul to keep its head held high aloft in the... Yeah. He just kind of peters off a bit from that gibberish. And then looks at you.
Castles looks at him sympathetically.
I'm going to assume it did not work again.
What do you say?
I'm going to assume it did not work again.
Did not work. What do you
There's certain information that I cannot say without it causing a mimetic effect. It turns my words into gibberish to other people. So if you did not understand something I said and it sounded like gibberish, then that is why.
I mean, it was words.
Yes.
Has it always been like that?
Yes.
Huh.
For the most part. For certain things about myself.
Well, regardless, it was a good metaphor. If you hadn't told me, I would have just assumed you were being poetic.
Well, a good bout of gibberish then. Then again, that might be most poems, just gibberish.
It is most poems. But in a good way. There's this book I read a long time ago about it's like a compilation of poems that told a story.
The compilation of poems did, or the poems themselves told the story?
I guess both. Bunch of little parts making up a whole. Alone they didn't make sense, but you put them all together in one big binding and suddenly you have a story about the Dust Bowl.
I see.
It had nothing to do with this, it just came to mind.
You'll have to remember the name of it so I can get a copy for myself.
I'll look it up. God knows I can't remember the name of it right now. It's a good read, though, I think.
That's good.
Looks at him. How are you?
He's silent for a couple of seconds. He looks towards the door, window. Oh, the window, sorry, the clock in the room. Looks back towards you, Castle. I hate myself.
Oh, Jesus, give me a second. Wow. Shit.
What do you mean? Shit.
That just hit hard, man.
I'm sorry.
Wow. No,
I'm
don't
sorry.
apologize. That was really good. Fuck.
And he says it as calmly and straightly as he always says things.
That's the. Ow! Fuck! Just literally roundhouse kicked a mousetrap. Sorry, let me recompose here.
So, if you look into the meta, you can see that Vulture has.
Hey, boy.
Take a moment.
I am. I'm trying to think.
You can take a small break for a bit
No.
if you really need it.
No, it's fine. I'm just trying to compose what Castle would do. Because it just like I got yeeted right out of brain space, and so I was like, "Fuck!" Brianna just sat up in the middle of a nightmare, like, oh,
My baby.
my baby. I gotta go get Vulture. He's in danger. Castle. He doesn't say anything to that. But he does reach out and place a hand on Vulture's shoulder. And he whispers for a bit. Doesn't say anything. It's just quiet. Understanding of that pain. That he goes without saying that he's there for Vulture.
Right. Yeah, just nods and kind of breathes at that. Relaxed. Understanding.
I hope you'll be able to see yourself as others do you. Care.
Something to run the cafeteria from. He says as he looks to the door and all the discarded trays and stuff in the room. I can already see myself as that.
No.
Calling myself a monster wouldn't be very far from the factual truth.
As a friend. As the wise, sassy bastard you are. Kind too.
I'm not supposed to think like that, you know.
Well, I am allowed to.
Then thank you for allowing the real me to breathe again.
Always.
Once again, he... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go.
No, you go.
No, it's gone.
Okay. He reaches up to his face, and you hear hissing. The seal is broken. And with that, Vulture's mask is down and off. I believe this is the first time, Castle, you would have seen his face.
I think so.
And it looks almost terrible. Almost. It looks like some sort of animal, wolves or something with sharp teeth or sharp claws had done its quite a number on his neck and his lower jaw and mouth. But where it looks like there should be major disfigurement or anything of the sort, it's still quite formed, actually. The scars that are there are only color. There's the extra color onto his skin, if anything else. The colorization of scars are there, but there's no chunks taken out. Just the color. It's like seeing a piece of art of sorts. Only the canvas has the markings of something terrible. But there are no rips or holes in it. He takes a deep breath. I suppose Levi Carrion is still a good name, he says without any synth or anything from his mask.
Was Vulture's name redacted in the files for Castle?
Let me double check. I don't believe it was. When you first got here, I believe so, yes. When you were level 2.
Well, I also, given that I therapy Vulture.
Oh, never mind. His first name would have been redacted.
Okay.
Yes. Last name, no.
So I never knew the
This is
first
your
name.
first time. He says your first time getting his first name.
Levi.
Thank you for being my friend, Castle.
Of course. I should say the same to you.
Despite the fact I feel I don't deserve it. It does help. Not because it's some attempt to stay afloat or that you are a base or of some sort, but because I enjoy being your friend.
Castle smiles. And he'll actually, with the hand that he's got on Vulture's shoulder, he'll pull him into a little bit of a hug.
He'll accept this hug, and he'll wrap an arm around as well to complete this bond.
No, you said you weren't much of a hugger.
That's why I'm only using one arm.
No. Let go. Carry on. Is that where the nickname came from then? Levi Carry On. Carry On is that where Vulture came from? The nickname, call sign, whatever.
That and something else.
Well, I have a name to the face now. Suits you. Levi,
Yes.
I mean.
I suppose you do. I don't know if that's better or worse that you remember that for when I inevitably have to do something quite heinous.
Do what's necessary.
That is the motto, yes, I suppose. It is what we do. At all times. What is necessary.
Do what you need to do. Still be you to me. all do our job here. Might not be something to be proud of, but it's just what we do.
No, it's... coughs a little bit. I have lost that right a long time ago. But I can still do my part. I am not the same.
What do you say?
I am not the same.
Okay, I thought so. Maybe not completely. There's still common threads. You're not completely different either.
It feels so relieving sometimes.
To be the same or to be different?
Be the same. Seriously, it's getting a bit harder for him to breathe. You can see some parts of his skin, a little tiny bit paler.
Are you
See
okay?
some of his scar get a little bit deeper.
Just probably says, "Are you okay?"
I can't be without the mask for too long.
See.
But breathing is nice, unassisted. Fresher.
Full of cafeteria smells.
Oh, what I wouldn't give to smell a fart again. Puts the mask back on and you can see color immediately kind of return to his face a little bit.
Here I was about to let one loose.
You missed your chance, Doctor.
These things come naturally.
I suppose that's one good thing about the mask, then. I can never be Dutch Evans.
It's true. Kind of looks down at the table and says, "Thank you, Vulture,
Thank you, Castle.
Can't. Words aren't easy, right?"
Are they ever?
What'd he say?
Are they ever?
Oh god, no.
time with them.
Just thank you for being you. Guess.
The same to you, my friend.
You got a moment between work or something? Just stop by. Don't need to
I could
spend
do that.
Cool. Don't need to spend all your time cooped up alone.
Understood.
He gets up. Do you prefer Vulture or Levi?
The veil must be maintained. When we're alone, you may call me Levi if you wish.
It's up to you. I'll do whatever you're most comfortable with.
I've gotten comfortable with Vulture enough. Levi when we're alone. Vulture everywhere else.
He nods. Understood.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, man.
Was there anything else?
No, I think I checked most of my boxes here.
Good. I'm happy. Good luck on the rest of it then.
Oh god. He says he looks down at the table. Getting shit done as I go. What to catch up on.
The best anyone can do.
To a degree. But that's a rant for another time.
I suppose I'll hear about it sometime soon then.
Maybe.
If you ever need.
During hours, probably.
Up to you.
He nods, more affirmed. Yeah, during hours. He'll. He's already standing, so he'll kind of look to Vulture and say, any last words here before I meander?
No, I think I said everything.
Cool. Well, I have last words.
How rude.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure you had your piece.
Ah, yes. Back to you.
practiced mini golf.
Did you know?
I did. We need to
With who?
figure out something else. I'm not going to be able to beat you. And I want something that I have at least the smallest chance at. He gives a smirk.
What will that be?
I don't know yet.
Huh? Choose your weapon of choice then.
I don't know, like poker or something, maybe.
If you would rather do poker nights, then that can be arranged, but maybe take a few moments to think about it before I horribly beat you at something else you thought you might be good at.
Oh, you piece of shit. I've got luck, I think.
Yes. Are you sure you want to be using up the rest of your luck?
Might as well put it towards something productive, right?
I think saving your life is quite productive when it's come in handy.
Sweet vengeance. Eli,
On
sweet
life or luck?
vengeance. Huh?
Sweet vengeance on life or luck?
Yes.
Both. Okay, go ahead.
Both.
So not me then.
Well, it could be you too. Not here to exclude anyone.
Yes, well then unfortunately I'm here to disappoint you.
Ah, motherfucker.
I wish you luck then for our next meeting.
I'm not going to say I need it because I need to appear prideful. But thank you.
Yes. He smiles. You can tell by some of the creases in his face.
I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
Gives a nod and heads out. And stops before he leaves. Turns. Sleep tonight.
I will.
Okay. And then he heads out.
And we can end the RP there.